Ladies and gentlemen, brace yourselves, because what you're about to hear might just be the biggest twist in the Burna Boy, Stefflon Don, and Jada Kingdom triangle yet. Just when we thought the drama had cooled off, Stefflon drops that explosive interview, and suddenly, Burna Boy's whole image starts crumbling like a stale cookie. But hold up, it gets worse, because right after that interview went viral, Jada Kingdom didn't just react, she dropped proof. Shocking, messy, career-ending proof that's got the entire internet screaming, "Burna, explain this." Now, if you thought the private jet scandal was wild, wait until you hear what Jada's claiming this time. From secret messages to private recordings, from hidden trips to money transfers that don't add up, this story has everything. And the way Burna's trying to control the narrative behind the scenes? Oh, it's giving major damage control panic. Fans are calling him out, Stefflon's camp is allegedly preparing legal documents, and Jada, she's apparently sitting back with a smile, watching the empire shake. So the real question tonight is, did Burna Boy just get exposed by both of his exes at once? Or is this some next-level PR stunt gone completely wrong? Stick around, because what's leaking next might just end Burna's smooth operator reputation for good. Ladies and gentlemen, let's dive straight into it because this is not your usual celebrity gossip. This is a meltdown in real time. After Stefflon Don's now viral interview, where she finally opened up about her toxic situationship with Burna Boy, the entire internet has been glued to their screens, dissecting every single word, gesture, and eyebrow raise. But the thing is, Stefflon didn't just spill tea. She poured the whole kettle and then set it on fire. For the longest time, fans thought Burna Boy had moved on peacefully, focusing on his music, touring, and pretending that life was just last. But now, his reputation is hanging by a thread, and Stefflon's explosive words might just be the scissors ready to cut it. Let's rewind for a second. Burna Boy and Stefflon Don's love story was once every fan's favorite fairy tale. They were the power couple of Afrofusion and UK rap, two global stars, two fiery personalities, and one relationship that looked picture perfect on Instagram. Matching designer fits, romantic getaways, expensive gifts, everything screamed goals. But behind the filters, things were apparently ugly. According to Stefflon's interview, Burna wasn't just emotionally distant, he was allegedly manipulative, jealous, and obsessed with control. She claimed that even when she was headlining shows, Burna wanted her to tone it down because he couldn't handle her being too independent. In her words, it was never about love, it was about control. He didn't want a partner, he wanted a reflection. That one line alone sent the internet into chaos. Fans flooded X, formerly Twitter, with posts like, "Burna really fooled us." Man was out here preaching love Damini while playing villain in real life. And that's just the beginning. Because not even 24 hours after that interview dropped, Jada Kingdom, the wild card in this whole story, entered the chat. If you've been following the Burna drama saga, you'll know Jada's name has been floating around ever since that infamous private jet leak, where she was allegedly spotted with Burna hours before a festival appearance. At first, everyone assumed it was a coincidence, until she started liking tweets that said Stefflon wasn't the only one on that jet. Now, Jada has apparently had enough. In a series of cryptic posts, she claims she's sitting on proof that Burna's been lying not just to Stefflon, but to everyone. Screenshots, voice notes, private chats, you name it. And according to an anonymous source close to her team, Jada is preparing to go public with everything. The same source, who insists they've seen the white receipts, said Jada felt betrayed and disrespected after Stefflon's interview made her look like the side chick in someone else's love story. Jada's ready to clear her name and expose what really happened, the source said. She's got messages that'll make Burna look like a walking contradiction. And here's where things get really interesting. Because multiple industry insiders are whispering that Stefflon's interview might have been strategically timed, not just to tell her truth, but to warn Burna. Apparently, Stefflon had tried to handle things privately, but Burna's camp was allegedly pushing narratives behind the scenes to make her look obsessed and bitter. Now that she's spoken, that plan has backfired spectacularly. Within hours of her interview trending, Burna's PR team reportedly started contacting blogs, trying to suppress certain clips. But it was too late. The damage was done. Fans were reposting Stefflon's clips on TikTok, adding dramatic edits, slow motion, and captions like, "He thought he was the African giant. Turns out he's the African gaslighter." But the most unbelievable twist came later that night when Jada Kingdom went live. Without mentioning any names, she started dropping cryptic lines like, "Don't play with me. I got screenshots for days, and y'all love acting innocent until the group chat leaks." Social media exploded. Fans started connecting dots faster than detectives in a Netflix docu-series. People began spamming her comments. "Are you talking about Burna? Is this about Stefflon's interview?" And while she never said it directly, she ended her live with a smirk and a line that everyone's now quoting. "Some of y'all favorite artists better start praying before I press send." And that's the moment the internet lost it. The hashtags Burna Exposed and Jada Leak started trending simultaneously. Memes flooded the timeline, some roasting Burna, others mocking the toxic circle between him, Stefflon, and Jada. One viral meme showed a picture of Burna looking confused with the caption, "When your jet turned into a crime scene." But the real storm was still brewing, because right after Jada's live ended, a screenshot started circulating, allegedly showing a private WhatsApp conversation between Burna and Jada, where he's begging her not to ruin him. The text read, "Jada, please, let's talk in person. Don't do this online. You know how these blogs twist things." Now, there's no official confirmation that those messages are real, but the screenshot looked convincing enough to get fans believing it. The timestamps matched. The contact name said B, and the desperation in the tone, it had Burna Boy's energy all over it. By morning, the narrative had completely flipped. Stefflon was being praised for speaking her truth. Jada was being hyped up for holding receipts. And Burna? He was trending for all the wrong reasons. One tweet that summed up the mood said, "Stefflon spoke, Jada leaked, and Burna disappeared." What a trilogy. And here's the kicker. While all of this was going down, Burna was scheduled to perform at a major European festival. Fans expected him to address the controversy, but he didn't say a single word. No "I love you," no fake news, nothing. He just performed last with a blank face. And ironically, the crowd started chanting, "Stefflon! Stefflon!" between verses. That moment was caught on camera, and the clip went viral instantly. Fans called it karma in 4K. And just when you thought it couldn't get worse for Burna, it did. Because that same night, a well-known blogger posted that Jada's team had contacted them about a story package involving exclusive evidence. According to the blogger, Jada wasn't bluffing. She had actual proof of Burna's lies, including financial transactions, travel records, and voice notes. If that turns out to be true, Burna's PR nightmare might just be beginning. But the real question is, what exactly is in that so-called proof? And how deep does this scandal really go? Because while Burna Boy's fans are still defending him online, others believe that what's about to leak next could expose an entirely different side of him. One that even Stefflon never mentioned. And as we speak, insiders claim Burna has gone completely silent. No posts, no statements, no interviews. Just radio silence, the kind that usually comes before a storm. And right when fans thought Jada Kingdom was bluffing, boom. The leaks started dropping, one by one. First came a mysterious audio clip that surfaced on social media late at night. A muffled voice, background music. And then a man sounding very much like Burna Boy saying, "You know Stefflon can't find out about this, right?" Within minutes, the internet went feral. The clip was reposted on blogs, dissected by Twitter detectives, and analyzed frame by frame like it was a crime scene. Now, we can't confirm whether the voice was actually Burna Boy's, but that didn't matter. The timing was too perfect. Just a day after Jada's cryptic live and those alleged WhatsApp screenshots, this leak hit the internet like an earthquake. Social media erupted with comments like, "Burna really out here getting caught in 4K. And if this is real, his whole African giant era just got cancelled." And you know what? For once, Burna's arrogance seemed to have backfired. Because while he was silent, the world was talking for him. Jada Kingdom, meanwhile, was having the time of her life online. She started posting indirect captions like, "Proof always wins over perception," and "They love calling you crazy until the receipts drop." Fans started cheering her on. calling her the new Stefflon. Though let's be honest, she looked a lot more dangerous. That's when things started escalating fast. Anonymous insiders came forward claiming that Burna Boy had allegedly been juggling 3 different women while publicly dating Stefflon. According to these so-called sources, he used private jets, secret hotel suites, and even aliases to keep his affairs hidden. One source claimed he had a whole system. His team booked flights under fake initials so Stefflon wouldn't find out. He used burner phones too, but Jada wasn't supposed to leak anything. She was supposed to stay quiet. The same source added that Burna had promised Jada career help and song placements in exchange for silence. And apparently, when that didn't happen, she decided to burn the whole house down, literally and figuratively. And let me tell you, she didn't come to play. Because just hours later, Jada dropped another bombshell, a screenshot of what appeared to be a money transfer from one of Burna Boy's business accounts. The amount, a jaw-dropping $30,000. The caption, this wasn't for charity. That one post sent Burna's fan base into meltdown. People started asking, why would he send her that kind of money? Others said it looked like hush money, a payoff to keep her quiet after their fling. Now, of course, Burna's camp tried to deny everything. One of his close associates tweeted, fake receipts. Don't fall for internet edits. But within minutes, Jada doubled down by posting the transaction ID. Yeah, she blurred the bank name, but fans immediately started cross-referencing numbers, claiming they matched an old Burna-owned business. And that's when you could almost feel Burna's PR team spiraling behind the scenes. You see, Burna Boy has built his entire image around power, confidence, and mystery. He's the untouchable superstar, the African giant, who doesn't explain himself to anyone. But now, the internet wasn't buying the act anymore. Instead of defending him, fans started pulling up old interviews, times when he bragged about loyalty, or when he shaded Stefflon after their breakup, and calling him a walking contradiction. The memes were relentless. One tweet with over 200K likes said, Burna said last, now everybody go chop breakfast, but he forgot he's on the menu too. Another viral post showed Stefflon sipping tea with the caption, watching karma do its job. Meanwhile, Stefflon Don herself, she was strategically silent. No statements, no rants, nothing. Just posting outfit pics with captions like, peace looks good on me. But everyone knew what that meant. Fans flooded her comments with things like, you won, and sis, your silence is louder than any interview. But here's where the plot thickens even more, because suddenly, whispers started coming out of Lagos and Kingston about a hidden deal gone wrong. Multiple entertainment blogs claimed that Burna Boy had invested in a luxury event company, and guess who one of the silent partners allegedly was? Jada Kingdom. According to reports, the two had gone into business together, back when their friendship was just starting to heat up. The company was supposedly meant to organize Caribbean-themed events under Burna's brand name, but the project fell apart when Burna allegedly pulled funding, leaving Jada with unpaid expenses and a bruised ego. A supposed friend of Jada's told one blog, she felt used. It wasn't just about romance, it was business. He promised her exposure, investment, and music collaboration, then he ghosted. So if all this is true, it's starting to look less like a love triangle and more like a revenge plot. And while Burna's silence continued, his mother, who also happens to be his manager, reportedly stepped in to handle the mess. An insider leaked that she was furious at Jada's posts and was already talking to lawyers. One unverified report even said Burna's legal team reached out to Jada's management threatening a defamation lawsuit. But here's where things took a shocking turn. Jada didn't back down. Instead, she doubled the chaos by hinting she had audio evidence that could end Burna's career for good. Fans started losing it. TikTok exploded with theories, people guessing what that audio might be. Some said it's a recording of Burna confessing to cheating. Others claimed it's proof he manipulated both women at the same time. One popular video even joked that Jada was building a Netflix documentary one leak at a time. And through all this madness, Burna Boy's label was panicking. His streams dipped slightly, endorsements started freezing, and brand partners allegedly paused collaborations until further notice. One anonymous label rep supposedly told a blog, "This isn't good. Burna's global image depends on control. This chaos makes him look unstable. If more leaks come, we might have to do a full rebrand." Now think about it. A rebrand for one of Africa's biggest artists. That's not small talk. That's the kind of thing that happens when millions of dollars and global reputation are at stake. And the craziest part? Just as people started to think this couldn't get worse, another video surfaced. This time, it was an unseen clip from the night of the private jet scandal, the same one that first linked Burna and Jada together. In the grainy footage, you can clearly see Burna walking toward a jet, a woman's voice behind him saying, "You said I could come." Burna turns around briefly and says, "Not tonight." Then the video cuts off. Fans slowed it down, brightened it up, and swear the woman in the clip is Jada Kingdom herself. That clip alone reignited every theory. That Burna had promised her things, lied and ghosted her after being caught. And the timing? Conveniently right after Stefflon's interview. Now Burna's name was everywhere. Not for his Grammys, not for his performances, but for scandals, leaks, and exposed lies. And according to some whispers, this isn't even the final blow. Because insiders say Jada's got a part 2, and what's coming next could completely destroy Burna's public image. And just when everyone thought the storm had peaked, when fans believed Burna Boy would finally issue a statement or at least post a cryptic "I'll be fine" story, everything collapsed. The leaks got bigger, the accusations got uglier, and Burna's silence started feeling less like control and more like panic. Because, ladies and gentlemen, Jada Kingdom's Part 2 wasn't just talk. It was nuclear. Late Friday night, Jada dropped what she called the truth in 10 minutes, a video montage of screenshots, voice notes, and private clips that she claimed would clear her name once and for all. It began with a blurred photo of Burna's phone contact, followed by voice notes that sounded eerily familiar. His distinct accent, his tone, the same calm confidence that made him famous. And in those clips, Burna Boy was allegedly heard confessing that he messed up, saying things like, "I told Steph I was flying solo that week, but Jada was already booked on the same jet." Boom. Internet AR broken. The video racked up over 1 million views in 2 hours. Fans went ballistic. Some didn't even want to believe it. Others said they'd always known Burna was hiding something. Memes, reaction videos, breakdown threads. It was chaos. Every influencer from London to Lagos was suddenly analyzing evidence. People were syncing timestamps, comparing voice inflections, and even creating AI verification, clips to prove the voice was his. The scandal had officially left gossip territory. This was now a public investigation. And just when it couldn't get any more out of control, Jada added one more bombshell at the end of the video. A screen recording of a message from an unknown number saying, "Let's meet and fix this before you ruin everything." The number was blurred, but fans spotted the first 2 digits, and guess what? They matched Burna Boy's known business line from previous leaks. At that point, even Burna's most loyal fans, the die-hard outsiders, started going quiet. It wasn't about defending him anymore. It was about surviving the embarrassment. One viral tweet said, "We supported the African giant, not the African gaslighter." Another said, "Stefflon warned us. We just didn't listen." And meanwhile, Stefflon Don, sitting somewhere in her glam chair, decided to drop the most perfectly timed subtweet in influencer history. The truth always circles back. It never misses its target. She didn't name names, but everyone knew. The internet erupted. It was poetic. It was savage. It was the final nail in the coffin, because now, Burna's empire was starting to bleed money. Sponsors quietly pulled their promotional banners. A rumored deal with a luxury fashion brand suddenly went on hold. 2 major events in Europe reportedly dropped him from the lineup due to reputational risks. And behind the scenes, insiders said Burna was furious. According to one alleged source from his inner circle, he's been smashing phones, yelling at his team. He feels betrayed, not just by the women, but by people leaking from inside his own camp. The same source claimed Burna believed someone close to him was feeding Jada information, because some of the screenshots she posted were from private business group chats, so now, not only was Burna fighting PR disaster, he was apparently hunting for a mole inside his team. But things got even more complicated when a legal storm began brewing. Word spread that Stefflon's lawyers were preparing to subpoena communications that could prove emotional distress and defamation, while Burna's team, in retaliation, allegedly began drafting cease and desist letters to Jada Kingdom for privacy violations and character damage. One Entertainment blog in Nigeria even reported that Burna's legal team tried to have Jada's viral video taken down for breach of confidentiality, but by that point, it was too late. The internet had already saved it, re-uploaded it, and memeified it beyond repair. Once something hits TikTok, it's immortal. Now here's where the story turns into a complete circus. Because right after the truth video went viral, a third woman came forward on a gossip page claiming she also had a story about Burna Boy. She didn't drop names, but she posted cryptic screenshots of B sending her heart emojis and flight details. Whether real or fake, and it didn't matter. The damage was already irreversible. Burna Boy's brand was spiraling. Fans who once called him the African giant were now mocking him as the African scandal. Music journalists started calling his image unsalvageable, and PR experts described the situation as a textbook example of how silence can destroy a celebrity faster than scandal. Even industry peers began throwing shade. Davido liked a few shady tweets. WizKid fans started trending Unshkunner Stefflon was right. And on Jamaican radio, a host joked, Burna said last, but it looks like he's the one who chopped breakfast this time. But amid all the chaos, something even stranger happened. Burna finally broke his silence. After nearly 2 weeks of total disappearance, he posted a single black and white note on Instagram stories that read, "They want to see you fall because they can't stand your rise. But God knows the truth. No names, no explanations, just that." Of course, that vague spiritual victim approach didn't work. Instead of sympathy, it triggered more backlash. Fans called it tone deaf. One viral comment said, "You weren't framed, bro. You were recorded." And the damage control attempts that followed? They just made it worse. Because Burna's PR tried to push the edited clips angle, claiming Jada's videos were AI manipulated. But by then, the leaks had already been verified by multiple gossip outlets, each claiming to have heard the full recordings. Even if they weren't authentic, the belief had become reality. And that's the thing about internet scandals. Truth doesn't matter anymore. Perception is truth. Within days, Burna Boy's monthly Spotify listeners dropped by almost 1 million. His fan subreddit got locked because of toxicity and spam, and brands quietly started scrubbing his name from partnership lists. Jada, meanwhile, was glowing. She dropped a new freestyle on Instagram titled Proof. And let's just say, the lyrics were anything but subtle. She rapped, "You said I'm crazy, but you flew me to Paris. Now your phone on silent, your heart embarrassed." Instant viral hit. Fans called it the diss of the decade. Stefflon even liked the post. That like alone got hundreds of headlines. It was official. The women had won the internet, and Burna Boy had become the meme. But here's the most unbelievable part. In the days following the chaos, an insider revealed that Burna Boy might be considering a public apology, not because he wants to, but because the brands want him to. Reportedly, his label is pressuring him to do a redemption interview, a tell-all moment to take accountability and reframe his image. Yet people close to Burna say he's refusing. "He's too proud to admit anything," said one associate. "He still thinks he can win by staying quiet." But silence doesn't win in 2025. It drowns. And now, as Stefflon thrives, Jada trends, and Burna hides, the internet has already chosen its villain. His empire isn't just crumbling, it's being laughed at while it falls. The fans wanted music. They got a full-blown soap opera instead. And honestly, they're loving every second. Because this isn't just celebrity drama anymore, it's cultural theater. And Burna Boy, he's the headline character in a scandal that just refuses to end. And there you have it, people. The truth, the lies, the screenshots, and the chaos. Burna Boy thought silence would save him, but instead, it exposed everything. Stefflon's words came full circle. Jada dropped the receipts, and the internet. It crowned its new queens while Burna's empire went up in flames. But the question now is this really the end? Because rumor has it, there's one more video Jada hasn't released yet. A video that supposedly shows Burna saying something so wild, his entire career could flatline overnight. If that drops, this story isn't just a scandal anymore. It's history. So tell me in the comments, do you think Burna should finally speak up and tell his side? Or has he already lost the world's trust for good? And yo, if you've made it this far, you already know what to do. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on those notifications, because the next update on this Burna Stefflon Jada mess is going to be even bigger. This is Celeb Leak Central, where we bring you the truth they don't want you to see. Until next time, stay tuned, stay curious, and remember, in the world of fame, nothing stays hidden forever. Nothing stays hidden forever.